Good evening to you around Australia. Alan Gaskell at Sydney's Harold Park Paceway, where in 5 minutes we're about to bring you SBS Television's exclusive coverage of the 1990 Miracle Mile. Well, this is the big one we've been waiting for. 6 of Australasia's fastest paces about to go over the mile here at Harold Park. Conditions in Sydney are fine. We've had a few spots of rain, no real rain yet. It's a sultry evening and the track is hard and fast. Let's look at the field as they line up behind the mobile barrier and the tote odds in a moment for the 1990 Coca-Cola Bottlers Miracle Mile. Representing Tasmania, number 1, 4-8, driven by Brian Hancock. From New South Wales, last year's winner, the champion 5-year-old number 2, Westburn Grant, Vic Frost. From New Zealand, one of 2 Kiwis in the field tonight. Number 3, Tight Connection, driven by Tony Herlihy. From New Zealand also, number 4, Defoe, Robert Dunn. And 2 Victorian horses, number 5, actually owned in Tasmania, trained in Victoria, number 5, Sinbad Bay. And representing Victoria, number 6, Almeida Boy. The field for the 1990 Coca-Cola Bottlers Miracle Mile. A huge crowd at Harold Park. And my pleasure to welcome to our SBS telecast again from the National Trot Guide magazine, Ivan Tilley. Ivan, it's a tremendous occasion. It's a cliche to say it, but the atmosphere is electric.
Certainly, and plenty of punters in the ring rallying to the nominal favourite, Westburn Grant. He's done an absolute top job in the lead-up to the race. Probably a little bit disappointing that in that race last week, but by God, the punters have really rallied to Westburn Grant tonight.
Let's look at the New South Wales tote odds on the 1990 Coca-Cola Bottlers Miracle Mile. For $1 in New South Wales, Thor rate at 6 to 1, Westburn Grant at 6 to 4 on, 4 to 6. Number 3, Tight Connection is 13 to 2. Number 4, Defoe at 12 to 1. Number 5, Sinbad Bay at 7 to 2. And number 6, Almeida Boy at 13 to 1. Ivan, you've been around the ring with the big money, and what's happening?
Well, all they want is Westburn Grant. He's been very solid throughout betting tonight. The punters have certainly rallied to Westburn Grant. He's the nominal favourite. He's about the same as the tote odds, actually, but Thor rate, you can do much better in the ring. He's very easy. Surprisingly, Sinbad Bay, who was expected to be a lot of money for, but he's blown right out on-course betting, and he's going to start a lot bigger odds than the tote price. Almeida Boy, there's been a sprinkle of money for Almeida Boy, but not so for Sinbad Bay. Tight Connection, money very early in the night for Tight Connection, but he's now blown on track also.
Let's go back to a couple of weeks ago and bring you the final stages of the Australian Pacing Championship, a race which featured most of these horses that are racing the Miracle Mile tonight. Commentator Farron Hotham.
Vinitis said Almeida Boy racing away. He's won this race before, and he's 20 metres Westburn Grant down the back. They're being followed by Love to Spare. Freako Tiger's coming into it, and right around the outside, 4-8 with a big run. But Almeida Boy's got an unbeatable lead as they turn. It's 15 metres in front. Westburn battling on with 4-8, who's coming home well, and Defoe from a long way back. Vinitis and Almeida Boy. He's got 100 metres to go. Gives him a couple of kicks with a whip. Oh, it's a great horse. Almeida Boy will score this one. Almeida Boy, big run second. That was a big run. Freako Tiger who flew.
Well, there we go. That was the Australian Pacing Championship, and Almeida Boy, the way the race was run that night suited Almeida Boy. Westburn Grant had a very hard run, not being able to get to the front. Well, Farron Hotham has spent the last few days preparing a nice little piece on the history of this great race. First race back in 1967, and here's Farron's piece.
In 1967, Robin Dundee won the very first Miracle Mile, the mare the only lady to win the race so far. She scorched historic Harold Park in 1:59.
But it's all Robin Dundee and Bobby Cameron, and they race to the line to win the 1967 Miracle Mile.
What's your favourite Miracle Mile over the times you've called them?
Without a shadow of a doubt, 1971, when Mount Eden put up not only the most sensational performance I've ever seen in a Miracle Mile, but pound for pound, the greatest performance I've seen from any horse of any breed on any racetrack in Australia.
But a great win to Mount Eden.
The most heartfelt finish was 1974. The Bathurst Bulldog beat the Temora Tornado.
But Hondo Grattan gradually got level with him, joined him astride from the post and took the lead right on the line to win narrowly from Paleface Adios with Mitchell Victory third.
16 years later, the 6 finalists line up again. The best judges have plumbed for one horse.
But Westburn Grant, isn't he a champion? Westburn Grant comes down the line. Brilliant drive, Big Frost.
An open race, might pick Westburn Grant.
Westburn Grant, definitely Westburn Grant.
I'm just leaning slightly towards Sinbad Bay to tip out Westburn Grant.
Almeida Boy.
Thank you, that's right. You can see that most people are going for Westburn Grant here on track and at home, and if he wins, let's hope that you collect tonight. Ivan Tilley, you're a great Westburn Grant fan, aren't you?
Well, Westburn Grant, really, he's going to find the lead tonight, and that's going to make the difference. I really think that they've got as much chance of beating Westburn Grant tonight as I have of beating Ben Johnson. He'll find the lead, and he's going to run some time. He'll need to. Yeah. The record's at stake, and he'll run the time.
For those of you at home who haven't yet seen a Miracle Mile, 6 of the fastest paces in Australia and New Zealand from behind the mobile barrier, and from 1 to 6, the horses that generally draw toward the outside are at a disadvantage because, as you'll see in a moment, the speed they go into that first turn is quite magnificent. In fact, quite a few good judges here tonight at Harold Park are tipping that the race record will be broken. Now, the race record, in my opinion, is it right, Ivan? 156.1 by the New Zealander Master Mood when he won about, what, 86?
He won that in 86, yes, and very interesting while Farron is actually calling the race that the sectional times in that race were 27.4, 30.6, 28.2 and 29.2. So they're going to be on target because Westburn Grant, he's going to have to pull out all stops here tonight. Full rate expected to kick up along the fence, hold Westburn for a few strides, and then of course the Tasmanian Sinbad Bay will be storming across from Barrier 5, but Barrier 5 hasn't got a real good record in this race, Alan. Barrier 4, the barrier that Defoe will be coming from, has actually won 6 Miracle Miles, so that's a good record. But also Westburn Grant, very interesting that Westburn Grant, Barrier 2, they've won 5 of the Miracle Mile, so every chance that that'll be equal tonight with the win by Westburn Grant.
Well, for those of you watching at home, the time we mentioned to you was 156.1, which is the Harold Park race record, the Miracle Mile race record won by Master Mood. The track record was set by the great Popular Arm. Now, he won the Miracle Mile back in 1983, but the track record 155.9. So the horses are just about to score up now for the $300,000 Coca-Cola Bottlers Miracle Mile. Let's go up to a man who no doubt is very excited and a man who's going to bring you a tremendous call, Farron Hotham.
170 and 50 for Westburn Grant. The New South Wales favourite. Thorate hangs back. Toward the outside, Sinbad Bay, Almeida Boy, Defoe from New Zealand and Tight Connection come up to the gate. The wings about to fold back. 1 mile, 156.1, Master Mood's race record. Thorate right on it. Almeida Boy quite a way back. The blue light flashes. They're off and racing. And Almeida Boy goes into a gallop in the big race as they come down to the first turn of the Miracle Mile. It's Westburn Grant in front. Sinbad Bay is 3 and 4 deep in the middle. Defoe, Tight Connection, Thorate, and Almeida Boy tailed off. Down the back, it's Westburn Grant in front. He's out by a length of the good of Sinbad Bay. On the inside, third, Thorate being followed by Tight Connection. And the last one is Defoe. Up the back of the track on the leader and doing it nicely, Westburn Grant. But here's Sinbad Bay, the outside coming at him. Then came Thorate being followed by Tight Connection. In behind those is Defoe, who's next. They've gone about 29 seconds the first quarter. Down the back of the track and the leader, Westburn Grant, is in front. But Sinbad Bay challenging. Then came Thorate there being followed by Tight Connection. In behind those, Defoe. And the last one and making some ground now, Almeida Boy. Around to the judge, they'll receive the bell lap here. And the leader and doing it nicely, Westburn Grant. He's a long head, Sinbad Bay. On the fence, Thorate, Tight Connection. The big Kiwi is next. Then Defoe, the other New Zealander. And last of all, Almeida Boy. They've got half a mile there, just on a minute. And it's Westburn Grant just in front. On the outside and coming at him still Sinbad Bay. Vin Knight pressuring Vic Frost. And these two are battling it out. Tight Connection beautifully positioned. He's one out and one back. Then came Thorate. They're being followed by Defoe, who's second last, and Almeida Boy is last. It's Westburn in front, 3/4 Sinbad Bay. Then came Thorate. The crowd are at their feet. Then came Thorate, being followed by Tight Connection. In behind those are Defoe, and last Almeida Boy. Look at Westburn Grant go down the back. He's still in front. Sinbad Bay trying hard. Thorate is next, and here comes Tight Connection. The big Kiwi horse, 3 and 4 deep. Then came Almeida Boy, who's winding up, and Defoe further out. It's Westburn in front as they turn. Sinbad Bay trying hard. Thorate on the inside and Tight Connection, and Defoe wider out. They're all over the shop. Westburn's in front though. Oh, he's a good horse. Westburn's Miracle Mile. Westburn Grant wins. Great finish, second and third. Defoe over Almeida Boy, a big run. They're followed by Thorate. In behind those, Sinbad Bay, and the last horse to finish is Tight Connection. Listen to that crowd. If you'll excuse me, what a great win. There's the replay. Westburn Grant has led from almost the start. It's a copybook effort to his last win in the Miracle Mile last year. Westburn Grant will pay around $1.70, and would you believe his time? Incredible, 155.6. 155.6. That is a new race record. Westburn Grant has performed the fastest time in a Miracle Mile, 1:55.6, which breaks the record by 0.6 of a second over the winner, of course, of the race years back, Master Mood. 1:55.6 for Westburn Grant. What a great finish, second and third. Almeida Boy, a very big run with the foe. They went to the line locked together. In behind those, Brian Hancock on 4.8. But Westburn Grant has been far too good. Now in New South Wales, let's check these totes. Of course, they'll differ a little in other states. But $1.70 and $1.40 approximately for Westburn Grant, the winner. $1.70 and $1.40 the winner. It's 2 and a photo for second and third. That photo rests between 6 Almeida Boy and 4 Defoe. So it's 2 first Westburn Grant, a photo between 6 Almeida Boy, which was the big run of the race, and 4 Defoe. Well, you can see Vic Frost come back. $1.70 and $1.40. Their first quarter in 27.3. Their second in 29.7. 28.1 for their third quarter. And 30.4 for their fourth quarter. $1.70 and $1.40 the winner. The second horse should pay around $4.60. And the third horse, which was also a big run, about $3.30 in New South Wales only. Those will differ. Westburn Grant comes back with Vic Frost aboard. Westburn Grant now well over the $1 million mark. He's now $1,300,000. You can see him having a little trouble with the clerk of the course as he comes back. The clerk of the course's horse wanted to meet Westburn Grant. By land granted of Westburn View. It's his 40th start. There's the ovation. You can hear it in the background. Vic Frost aboard Westburn Grant, as the sign says. That's back-to-back Miracle Miles. And if my memory serves me correctly, he's the first horse to do that. He is. He breaks the record of Master Moods, 1:55.6. A scorching 27.3 first quarter. And what a champion he is, Westburn Grant. Now, around about $1.5 million. Close on $1.5 million the winner to Westburn Grant. For second and third, 6 Almeida Boy second. 4 Defoe third. Alan Gaskell, there's Margaret Frost with Westburn Grant's driver Vic Frost. Let's go down for the emotion. Here's Alan Gaskell.
Thank you, Farron. It's Margaret Frost was here just a few moments ago. Margaret is with the horse. Margaret, you might like just to come over and say hello to us. Margaret Frost, the part owner of Westburn Grant. How do you feel?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Oh, just great. I can't describe it.
Well, we've spoken to Vic last year. We've spoken to Vic after the Italian Cup. I thought we'd give you a chance tonight on SBS television nationwide, Margaret. You own the horse with Vic and 2 very close friends of yours, I understand. Barney and Colleen Breen. Here's Barney Breen on my right. Barney, congratulations. I've got all the owners with me tonight around Australia and New Zealand on SBS television. How do you breed these horses, Barney?
Oh, well, it's just a bit of good management, a bit of good luck. Mostly good luck.
Did you really think that he could win tonight?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What are you going to do with all the money?
Oh, well,
because he's a millionaire now, of course.
Get too much, we'll give it to the poor.
Well, what about giving some to me?
Hey, all right.
Good on you.
Name the amount.
Barney Breen, Colleen Breen, the part owners with Margaret. Margaret, you were confident tonight, were you?
I did feel pretty good, really.
Particularly with the barrier draw, I suppose.
Yes, it was a great draw, but they're all champions and any horse could have won before the race. I'm just happy we did.
A very happy bunch of owners here at Harold Park. Margaret Frost, Barney and Colleen Breen from New Zealand. A tremendous performance. Westburn Grant has broken the track record, 1:55.6, as Farron has told you. Well, amid scenes of great excitement, it's about time that we left you. I'll go and celebrate with the winning owners. From SBS Television's coverage at Harold Park, Alan Gaskell on behalf of the sports team, wishing you a very good evening.